Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with random reviews from the Overflow room. And we are still working our way. Oh, come on, it's only the third one. Boy, are we still working our way through Haydn, the letter H, as we go backwards through the alphabet. I've got some really cool stuff in this batch that's worth chatting about. First, beautiful recording. It looks like the libretto is starting to get a little yellow. Well, no, it's not. It is yellow. It was the color. Armida, his last opera before England. It's his second to last opera generally. His last opera, remember, was Orpheus and Eurydice, which he wrote for England and which was never performed. Armida is an old-style opera seria, and a really good one, actually. The score is not absolutely totally complete. Apparently some trumpet and drum parts are missing or something like that. But hey, Harnoncourt put them back. Of course he did. And oh, what a cast. This is a fabulous recording. Look who's there. We have Cecilia Bartoli as Armida, Christophe Prégardien as Rinaldo, Patricia Pettibon as Zelmira, Oliver Widmer as Idreno, Scott Weir as Ubaldo, and Marcus Schaefer as Clotarco. Yeah, how would you like to be a character named Clotarco? That's a real bummer, isn't it? But it's a drama eroico in 3 acts, and we all know the story, don't we? I mean, Rossini did an Armida, Dvorak did an Armida, everybody did an Armida. You know, Rinaldo is a knight, and he's constantly torn between duty and love. And eventually, of course, duty wins out, and Armida, who is a sorceress in addition to her other qualities, flies off in a flaming chariot. Well, in some operas, she does. So let's what happens at the end of this one. Let's see, Armida, here she is. No, I will follow you in fury and despair. Here is the ultimate proof of my rage. Gaze on it, villain, turn pale and tremble, and a sign from Armida. An infernal chariot appears. Yeah, here we go. Then we get the finale. While the following chorus is sung, the troops are seen marching in formation. Stars that shine in heaven, ye just deities, do not leave the faithless in peace. Go, cruel, pitiless man. Go among the dead in the blood, for my heart will rejoice to see you lifeless. And Rinaldo says, change those vows, cruel one. Retain those lips at least. If you could see into my heart, I would rouse your pity. Ubaldo sings, the martial trumpet already sounds for departure. Let's go, we're on our way out. Armida, farewell, my life. Farewell, Armida, monster of cruelty. And the chorus, oh, just grudging fate, oh, bitter separation, that to loving hearts will forever be an example. Actually, it's a nice equivocal ending, isn't it? Yeah, it's really a good opera. So, and this is a slamming performance of it. It really is. A nice book. I'm sure it's so out of print. Teldec, which is now Warner, doesn't do this kind of quality work anymore. Next, Haydn Quartets, Opus 20, with the Daedalus Quartet on bridge. A very, very fine set of Opus 20. And I've already said that these are like the most important quartets in the history of humankind. They established the classical style, the mixture of humor, gaiety. Well, the humor would come in Opus 33, but seriousness and craftsmanship and depth and expressive meaningfulness. And oh yes, it's all in here. They are glorious works, especially the G minor and the F minor quartets are like, yeah. Oh, just listen to them and weep. They're so fabulous. And then we got this sucker here. Oh, Haydn Symphonies 88 and 99, and Beethoven Symphony number 1. So 88 and 99 are with the Amsterdam Concertgebouw, the Royal Concertgebouw with Colin Davis. The 99 was part of his London symphonies. I mean, everybody knew that. 88 he did later. And it's kind of interesting because that disc was not well known or well distributed. Well, we were sort of getting toward the end of major label classical music stuff when this came out. This was when? 1975. No, we weren't at the end. Maybe they just thought they were. And then you got Beethoven's First with the BBC Symphony, which was also recorded in 1975. Wow, 88 I think wasn't released for a while. There was some reason 88 wasn't around. I don't remember exactly what the reason was, but I could be totally wrong. Davis was very good at all of this music. The performances are lovely. The first is well, could be more, but it's still very good. And the Haydn with the concerto is just lovely. It was delicious. Davis later became quite dull in his conducting of that music. I actually walked out of a performance he did of the Military Symphony with the Staatskapelle Dresden. And that had to be really bad for me to walk out on it. It just sucked. And, but these are good. He was still alive when he made these, which is great. Then we've got trumpet concertos by Haydn, Hummel, and Neruda. Yes, Johann Baptist Georg Neruda, who was also known as Jan Krzysztof Jerzy Neruda, another Czech guy, and Haydn's trumpet concerto, and Bedřich Diviš Weber's Variations in F major for trumpet and orchestra. That's interesting. Very interesting. This Naxos recording features Nicholas Eklund with the Swedish Chamber Orchestra under Roy Goodman. And it's quite good. And last but not least, oh yes, the 24 minuets on eloquence. Thank you, Cyrus. Before the big box came back of Dorati's Haydn, this was the hard to find, mysterious. I had the Japanese Decca orchestral disc that everybody wanted. Haydn's 24 minuets are one of the only, they're kind of like with Mozart's, is actual authentic Viennese dance music that was apparently danced. Most of the time, people didn't save that music. It was used once and thrown out. There is some sense, I think, from the way this stuff was written, although it was written as dance music, it wouldn't have been easy to dance because the phrasing is all wrong for just basic 8-bar dance stuff. Haydn always, jazzed up his minuets some ways, and he did that here too. They may actually have been performed a couple of times, but they were saved somehow. Thank God. And fabulous they are. Haydn was the master of the minuet. And they're just delightful. And this was a great set, and it was so hard to find. It was in print for like 12 microseconds, and then it vanished utterly. And like I said, Japanese Decca released it, and then it was gone. That was gone. But now it's in the big Haydn Dorati box. So it's back as far as that goes. But to get them separately, this Budgie Australian Eloquence reissue is really wonderful. This was before Cyrus sort of took over the big reissue program for Eloquence in the big boxes. There were all these wonderful individual discs of rarities. This was one of them. So keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. Take care.